Hello, everybody. As Shannon said, my name is Randi Dixon, and I am the COO of Best Cruises and Tours, as well as our primary tour guide. I'm super excited to be co-hosting this webinar with our fabulous Viking rep, Shannon, who is also a friend who I've traveled with on Viking before. For those of you who don't know us that well, I wanted to give you just a little background on Best Cruises and Tours. We are a family-owned travel agency and have been in the business for 30 years, and we have evolved to be one of the larger volume, independently owned travel agencies in the Northeast. We're members of the Better Business Bureau, where we're rated A+, and we enjoy top producer status with most of the major cruise lines and travel suppliers. By the year's end, we will have sent over 130,000 guests on cruises, cruise tours, land vacations to itineraries all over the world: Antarctica, Europe, the Orient, Africa, Caribbean, Hawaii, Australia, Tahiti, China, Japan, Bermuda, and Alaska. Um, as we all know, travel kind of ceased back in March of 2020 for almost 2 years due to the pandemic. Well, guess what, guys? It's 2024 and we are busier than ever. People are traveling again and actually have been since last year. This year looks to be one of our best years ever in the travel business, and we are seeing signs that 2025 and 2026 will be even stronger. So the good news is that this is a great time to travel and see new things and enjoy new experiences. Our most important endorsements come from our thousands of satisfied clients. Our number one source of new business is repeat clients and their referrals. We are successful because of our dedicated commitment to service. We have two rules that we live by. One, we treat all of our clients' vacations as if they're our own. And two, no surprises, but good surprises. We really pride ourselves on bringing our clients exceptional travel experiences. So we started partnering with Viking for some of our escorted group trips, and they quickly became a favorite supplier of many of our customers. So why Viking? Why did we pick Viking? It's a fairly young company. It was founded in 1997 with the vision that travel could be more destination focused and culturally immersive. It has grown exponentially. They currently have 76 river vessels and 6 ocean vessels and 2 expedition ships. They are our number one river cruise partner because they continue to deliver an outstanding all around vacation. They've been rated number one by travelers in both Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast magazines. Last year, we brought a group past the Arctic Circle in search for the Northern Lights. We took another group on a Viking cruise down the Danube, which I actually hosted myself. This year, we partnered with Viking to take a group on the Mississippi, and we just had a group return from Paris to Normandy. I will actually be escorting a large group on the Rhine River this September, and most of the clients traveling with me, they enjoy escorted tours through Best Cruises, and they have phenomenal experiences on Viking. So when I saw this new itinerary for Malta, Morocco, and the Mediterranean pop up, I got really excited about it. Not only are the ports interesting and unique, but the trip begins and ends in Barcelona, which is great because it makes for easy arrival and departure flights. If you live on the East Coast, you're talking about 7 hour flights, and there's a lot of nonstop options. So I saw the itinerary and I spoke with Jeff, who's the owner of Best Cruises, and Shannon here and her group team, and we were able to secure amazing group prices, some of which are actually $1,000 less per booking than current rates. So I'm thrilled to turn this event over to my co-host here, Shannon, so she can take you on a virtual journey of this amazing trip.
Well, thanks, Randy. I'm so happy to be here. I love all the escorted tours that Best Cruises puts together for your clients and new clients. It is one of the best ways to travel, having your personal travel concierge right there on board with you, kind of helping you through the entire process from start to finish We love travel agency partners. Best Cruises, to me, I often say they do it better than anyone else. They know the product better than me. From the ocean to the rivers to the expedition to Ruth and Jeff just got back with an escorted group on the new Mississippi ship. So there's a lot that we have to offer you, but having our partners, helping us being our extended sales force, as we like to think of you all, really is such great value to you. It saves you time, it saves you money. You get additional value added benefits like you're going to hear about tonight, or maybe you've already experienced through them. You get fantastic service. You have the opportunity to even customize, if you want to, your pre and post extensions if you don't like what Viking has to offer. I mean, the list go on. And Randi, as she said, I'm her personal friend. So, if anything goes wrong, Jeff and Randi will just text my cell phone and say, hey.
We know where you live, Shannon.
Or better yet, on a positive note, hey, are there any better promotion codes on this sailing? Can we offer any more discounts? So, like I said, saving that time and the money is also of great value. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully this goes smoothly with technology at its finest. And we are going to go on a virtual journey on Viking. We're going to talk about Viking, who we are as a cruising experience. We're going to talk about the actual itinerary. I'm going to showcase some of the ship to you. So I'm really excited to share. I have to be honest, there's even some of the ports on this itinerary that I haven't been to. So I was like, ooh, maybe I'll go on this if I can get myself on it, because it's so phenomenal. And you know what, Randi, I didn't even think about the round trip Barcelona experience and how that is helpful just also from a traveling situation and the airlift into Barcelona and the time on the flight. So that was a great point that you raised. We hope to get you excited on two things tonight. Some of you I can see have already been on our river product. I hope to get you super excited about exploring possibly ocean, because I absolutely, as much as I love the river product, and I've done a lot of our rivers, I love the ocean product. Like absolutely love, love, love. The ship size is perfect. It's 930 passengers. So it still feels like a ship, but it actually is like a floating boutique hotel, intimate, still feel like you're on a cruise ship, but because of its size, it gives you the ability to really dock in the heart of these ports, on many ports on the oceans around the world. And to me, that is one of the best things about traveling on a small ship, is you don't have to go to the cruise terminals, you don't have to tender, you don't have to do all of that 99% of the time. So that should right in itself be a reason why you should try small ship cruising. Now that's what we do at Viking. Everything is small ship cruising. Our river cruises where we start at, which some of you have already been on. Those passengers count for a Viking Longship. It's about 190 passengers. And then we even have some river ships in exotic areas. I saw someone went on the Nile, and those are like 80 passengers. We're on the Mekong with 2 new ships. We have 2 new ships on the Nile, and I believe 4 more coming. We have 6 more ocean ships being built. So we're really excited about that as well. We have the Mississippi ship. We have our expedition ship. So all of these wonderful travel experiences for you. What I love, again, about all of it is the fact that it's all small ship cruising. So I encourage you to continue to talk with Best Cruises about all of our itineraries. Think about those other groups. We have groups planned for 24, 25, and 26. I think, Randi, your Rhine group's sold out already, though there's no more space on that.
It is, right? Correct.
Yeah. So you do have to book early with us. And ocean is almost kind of a worse scenario, believe it or not, than river. Even though the ships are a little bit smaller, a little bit larger, they do sell out pretty quick. Also take a quick note to Great Lakes, our expedition ships that go all the way to the Arctic as well as to Antarctica. So exploring the northernmost part of our world to the southernmost part. And of course, that last continent, Antarctica, they reposition to the Great Lakes. So if you're thinking about something a little closer to home, take a look at the Mississippi, take a look at the Great Lakes, take a look at repositioning cruises. The expedition ships go from New York. We have a New York Reykjavik itinerary hitting Greenland and Nova Scotia. We have a lot. So anyway, your team at Best Cruises, they're your source, and they're going to share everything with you. One of the things I like to talk about because I just want to brag a little, is that we are number one with Condé Nast Traveler and Travel and Leisure. Now, what makes this number one thing so unique is the fact that we're number one with Condé Nast and Travel and Leisure with oceans, rivers, and expeditions. And remember, the expeditions we just started doing in 2022. But to be able to be awarded that across all three travel experiences is bar none the best accolade out there. And there's no other cruise line that's been able to achieve it. And I just wanted to tell you all as we go on this wonderful presentation together, the reason why is because our ships themselves, our crew, which are our best sales force on the planet, because they are going to treat you as if you're family and you're going to feel like you're family with them. And I think that's a very big Viking difference. Our food on our ships and our food with our culinary shore excursions and those immersive experiences are amazing. How we travel, what we focus on, how the passenger, yourselves, and our destinations that we go to are the most important thing. And you're going to learn about that today. With the food, though, I have to tell you, sometimes people don't want to cruise because they think they're going to lose the elements of traveling on land in a region. And those shore excursions, number one, by food and wine. Our food on board, number one, we locally source our wines, we locally source our ingredients, we always include a regional dish. So you will not lose that opportunity to taste the delights of the region. The other thing that we do really well is we really market to North America, and we love catering to a specific demographic, to folks that have a love for history, the arts, they love going to the theater, just knowledge. When you travel with Viking, you are a traveler who wants to immerse yourself in the destination. You want to travel to really understand, learn it, and explore it. And I have to tell you, what's a little different from river to ocean, just slightly, is we have our theaters where we can host these amazing lecture series. And one of the things that you're going to absolutely love about Viking Ocean are the historians that are on board, resident historians, just filled with knowledge that you're going to share on these regions. And on an itinerary like this, you're going to so many different ports, but also so many different countries. So it's really great to be able to get the history. I mean, you're in the Med, you're going in exploring ancient civilizations and artifacts and remnants of those civilizations, and to be able to walk in those ports after just hearing an amazing experience, a lecture on the Ottoman Empire, on the Roman Empire, whatever, is to me very priceless. So we're incredibly destination focused. We love to explore. We're often known as the thinking person's cruise, and not maybe the drinking person's cruise, although there's plenty of alcohol on board, trust me, and you're going to love it. But it's quite fun because of how we explore, and having a bunch of folks that are on board with you. You're connecting with these travelers that all have that like-minded want and need to really get that immersive experience on shore and while you're on board. So some fun facts about Viking is the fact that we don't have any casinos. Sorry, you'll have to leave that gambling behind, because we don't want you gambling. We don't want you staying on board. We want you in port exploring. And another super fun fact is we do not have children on board. Many people love this. You go on the cruise with the kids and the grandkids once a year, and then when you're exploring on Viking, this is the trip for you. When you don't have those little people, meaning children under the age of 18, you don't have go-kart tracks and bowling alleys and kids clubs and water slides and all that chaos. These are small ships. There's no lines. It's country club casual. You don't have to dress up. We don't even have photographers on board. We don't have art auctions. You really are having this amazing experience with Viking where you feel like you're coming home to your own residence. And on ocean, it's even more of that experience with all these different amenities and restaurants and pools. It's just absolutely lovely. The spot is unbelievable. So I'll show you pictures of that in a moment. But I'd be remiss to not mention one of the most important things about traveling on Viking ocean ships, which is we have laundrettes on every deck. So just pack a carry-on bag if you really don't want to pack a lot, and you can do your laundry every other day. It's free of no charge. It's free of charge. And you have all the wonderful soaps and stuff that you need. So that's really great. Of course, we also include so much on your Viking journey, everything from one shore excursion for every port of call. So if you've been with us on river, same thing on ocean, one shore excursion for every port of call, all your meals, no charge for the specialty restaurants, wine and beer and soft drinks at lunch and dinner. You can, for a nominal fee, purchase the Silver Spirits package. If you love your bourbons before and after dinner, definitely go ahead and do that. And also, we have a new mocktail list and non-alcoholic beers, wines, and champagnes that also fall under that Silver Spirits. So don't worry if your companion in your stateroom doesn't drink, because there's plenty of options for them too. These mocktails are absolutely delicious. Bottled water, free Wi-Fi, all your port charges and government taxes all included in your fare. So that really helps out with not having to worry about the nickel and diming that one often finds on a cruise experience. Nobody wants to have to handle that. So we'll tell you everything that you need to know and to be expecting. For our shore excursions, we have our included shore excursions. You can be a part of these excursions. Most of the time, we have different types of levels of these excursions, the easy, the more demanding, moderate. So we all label these excursions, or when you're on board, you can kind of tell your program director, guest services, what you're looking for. The optional tours, the ones that you pay for. So you go on the included tour in the morning, and then maybe in the afternoon, you go explore a special palace or a cathedral or what it is, your passion point food experience. And all of these excursions are completely outlined for you, what type of features they have, if they're serving food, how long they are, the activity level. So all of this gets pre-planned with Randi and her team at Best Cruises. So all of it's done in advance. You don't have to worry about it, and it's perfect. So we're going to talk a lot about the included shore excursions today. And I have a couple highlights, because why not? We're here, we're together. And I want to make sure you really experience a lot of this presentation. So what we're going to do is talk first about the itinerary. This is our new itinerary: Malta, Morocco, and the Mediterranean. I tell you, so cool to have Malta and Morocco and the Mediterranean all in one visit. This is a total of 16 days. We are going to start in Barcelona. We're going to end in Barcelona. And you can see the routing, and I'm going to go through it port by port. But you'll have the opportunity to go to France, Spain, Italy, Malta, Tanzania, Algeria, Morocco, Spain, and it's just amazing. So many different countries. You'll be going to the other side of the Mediterranean. So you'll be flip-flopping from Rome and Marseille and all that. And then also experiencing the other side of the Med, which is great, the Western Med. So let's take the journey together. But no, the dates are March 6th through March 21st of 2026. So you have plenty of time to think about what you're going to be doing on this journey. You don't have that much time to book it, because we have a lot of offers right now that you're going to want to take advantage of. Plus, the space does sell out. So enjoy spending time with Randi and Rob, who are fantastic. We love them, and they will be on board with you, traveling with you. So that is just absolutely superb. Now, this is a map of how this itinerary looks. So it'll come better to life, where you see where Algeria is, where you're going to be going to Casablanca and Morocco, how you have the opportunity to go through the Strait of Gibraltar, which is awesome, Seville, which is a port that sometimes we don't really go to in Spain, and same with Granada. So you have 3 ports in Spain, plus you have Corsica, amazing, and Marseille, amazing, and Rome. So that's a bit of what the route looks like for you. So we're going to start here in one of the most amazing cities in the world, Barcelona. You're going to start and end here. So what we do hope is that you maybe will just take an extra couple nights. You kind of need it to really experience it and make sure that you're having the opportunity to really take on Port Vell, which is probably one of the focal points of the city now. This was all rejuvenated and really brought to life for the Olympics that took place in 1992. So it's very much a part of an urban renewal. and it has tons of cafes and fun things to do and shopping, and it's just absolutely so much fun. So you're going to want to experience that. But then, of course, Barcelona, Las Ramblas, right? Everybody talks about that. You're going to want to be able to go to that amazing boulevard that's pedestrian only and have the opportunity to sit at a cafe and really, truly enjoy that. And then the other thing that I absolutely love about Barcelona is the architecture. So you're taking a quick look here at this picture. You notice this looks very different from a traditional Mediterranean or your Western European city, doesn't it? And that's primarily because of one particular artist and architecture that has been sprinkled throughout the city that makes it feel incredibly whimsical, which is what you're looking at here. And that's Antoni Gaudi. And so you'll have the opportunity to experience a ton of his whimsical city here. And it's very unique. So enjoy that. Of course, the beautiful pictures of what you're looking at, the La Sagrada Familia. So all of that takes time to explore in the large city of Barcelona. Now, we're going to be going also to the south of France on this itinerary. So we have our start in Spain, but then we start heading what traditionally looks like a Western Mediterranean cruise as we make our way, say, to Rome. We'll have the opportunity to go to Marseille. Now, Marseille is a fantastic south of France port of call. It is one of France's oldest cities, and it also is France's second largest city. But you can see what its signature look and feel is, the wonderful harbor, the yachts, the south of France is what you're looking at here. It was founded by the Greeks 2,600 years ago. So it's a beautiful old port with a lot of history and a fantastic 17th century fortress. So what we do here on the included tour is we're going to take you on a drive through Marseille. So you're going to see the whole city of Marseille. You're going to have a motor coach tour, and it'll take you along the coastline. So then we'll also take you into the city. So you'll have the opportunity to go back into downtown where you can have some free time. And then, of course, along this route, you'll have all the opportunities to see the famous and iconic spots, especially the cathedral and the fortress. We go to Corsica on this itinerary, which is really quite neat. This is also in France. But what makes Corsica super fun and interesting is it was the birthplace of Napoleon. And so Napoleon is kind of immortalized throughout this city. You're going to see so many monuments. It's almost like their hero, right? Because of the fact that it's his ancestral home. So you'll have the opportunity to see beautiful Corsica. It is infused with so much of an Italian influence. So it has a very Tuscan-like beauty, but of course it's a France port. And so the French always will make sure that they come out on top on that. And it has a lot of French influence as well. And so it does truly remain French. So we take you on a beautiful panoramic city tour of this. You'll see the historic center, and then we will have the opportunity to see all of the bronze and other monuments of Napoleon, and not a site will be missed. And then you'll have an opportunity to do a walking tour inside the old town, and that's where you're gonna see Casa Bonaparte, the ancestral home of Napoleon. There's a beautiful fountain in that town, and then some leisure time to explore before you head back to your ship. So that's really quite fun. And then we have now on this itinerary, if you've been to Rome, don't worry, because let me tell you, there's always so much to see and do here in Rome. But this is an amazing city if you haven't. We will take you on an amazing tour that gives you the snapshots of Rome. So you're going to see the things that you want to make sure you see if you haven't been there. Some of my favorites, of course, are Trevi Fountain, the Colosseum, the Pantheon. I mean, it's just the St. Peter's Basilica, of course, the Vatican. You won't have time to actually go in and see everything because you're just here for the day, but you are certainly going to get enough to understand how important the city of Rome is, how much, obviously, how vast and influential the Roman Empire is, and the power of the Roman Empire in its time. So that's really quite neat, and you'll likely be going back to Rome again to see more. We have sea days on this itinerary. I love a good sea day because it gives you the opportunity to spend time in the spa, spend time in the Explorers Lounge, read a book, or go to one of those amazing lecture series. We have classical music that floats throughout the vessel. There's destination performances. We also have our theater, so you can watch some destination movies that are put together for you. So truly a really great opportunity to enjoy a Viking ocean ship, which when you see the pictures, you're going to understand why you want that time during these sea days. Next up, we're heading to Valletta, Malta. So we've been to Spain, we've been to France, iconic ports, Barcelona, Marseille, Corsica, Rome, and now you're going to be in the most fabulous city of Malta, which really is a hidden gem in the Mediterranean. It's become incredibly popular, so you'll have the opportunity to take in some of the breathtaking views. And where you dock right here in Valletta, you are going to get some amazing pictures because the walled city and all the beautiful sights, you can see all of that from your ship. You have the picture that we have Randi behind Randi. This is the harbor. And look, it looks very different than Marseille, right? The French Riviera looks very different than what Monaco would look like, or Nice, or what have you. I mean, look how colorful these amazing boats are. And you'll see the beautiful church. This is something that is definitely a place that you're going to want to visit, but the harbor itself is so absolutely fabulous. We will take you on a guided walking tour through Malta and its present day capital of Valletta. It was founded in the 16th century. And take a look at these cobblestone streets and how the architecture is here. Also really unique, and I think you're going to love having the comparison of that architecture versus the architecture in Rome and the architecture in Barcelona. That's what I love about cruising, is the packing and unpacking once, and then having the ability to really experience the different cultures and ports. This is a picture of the Dom, and this is a really neat cathedral that is sitting at the point. There's a very famous point in Malta, so we'll have the opportunity to really explore the city center. Next up, we're going to Tunis, which is an amazing, vibrant city. What makes Tunis different now from everything you've seen thus far is that this is a North African port, right? So you have a port that it has a lot of traditions and traits of a North African port, but then it has all this French influence. So it's a really modern city. It has like what one would call a Champs-Élysées, so a great shopping center and street. It's filled and littered with colonial buildings and shops and cafes. So what we'll do is a highlight of this port. And so you have the opportunity to see all the things that you want to see, learn all the ancient history of the port. Because remember, when you're touring with us, you will have a local tour guide on every tour in every port. And that local tour guide certainly makes a big difference. I also would be remiss to not talk about a really cool full day excursion you can do. This is an optional tour, so you'd have to forego the included tour to be able to do this. But you'll get all of the highlights with the expert, who's a local tour guide. But then you also get Tunis's Bardo National Museum, which is really neat. It's housed in a palace, so you'll experience that. It's got, if you like mosaics or artifacts, that type of stuff, this is really something fantastic. So then after that, we'll also take you into Tunis. So you'll also be able to see all the highlights, and you'll have an opportunity to have some free time as well, enjoy some tea, see some of these amazing Roman ruins that are over 3,000 years old. It's just really quite lovely. So take a look at all these tours, look at the optional tours, look at the included tours, and really make sure you're picking the ones that you think are great for you. For this cruise, we have another day at sea, which you're going to need to rest and relax because this is not over. This itinerary is not over. There's so much more to see. So enjoy the ship, enjoy the spa, enjoy the lecture series, enjoy the pools, and all that. You'll see that coming up. Because now we're going to Algeria, and this city is known as the Alger La Blanche, which is a white city. You see all the white buildings here in this picture, so it's very representative of the city. It really, remember, all these ports are on the Med, so you've got always that water and that beautiful Mediterranean surrounding these ports. But in addition to it, you have all the ancient and the modern history, right? So all the ancient architecture. This is a bustling city. Again, also has a lot of French influence on it. So you'll learn all about that. The gardens, the boulevards, pre-colonial Ottoman Empire architecture. It's just absolutely fabulous. So you're going to really enjoy Algeria. We also have here Casbah. So I think this is an optional tour that I would definitely be doing because I would want to go to the Casbah. So this is again with a local tour guide, and you're going to go ascend the hills, go beyond the waterfront by motor car coach, and then you're going to see the historic and atmospheric of Casbah atmosphere. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so it's so cool. And then you'll be able to have some time to shop in some of the quaint shops and really experience it. And then again, hopefully get some mint tea, experience some of the local handicrafts, the local workshops, and it's special. So take a look at that optional tour. Next, you get to sail the Strait of Gibraltar, which is really amazing. This is the gateway between the Atlantic and the Med. And it is definitely quite an experience because you'll have the opportunity to see that soaring rock of Gibraltar, which is what we're looking at here in the picture. You'll learn, of course, by all of the lecture series and everybody on board, all about the myths that surround this, and it's really quite neat. So enjoy that as well as the ship as we are sailing the strait. And then we land in Casablanca. So what do we all know Casablanca for? That 1942 film. So make sure before you go on this trip, you experience that film, or you have to watch it again if you've already watched it, because it'll really bring this city to light for you and it'll be neat. But this is one of Africa's most important parts. It's got a beautiful Parisian style boulevards, lots of cafes, colonial buildings, and it's really quite neat. It's like a maze and it's bustling. Of course, you can imagine there's lots of carpet merchants and that incense fragrance that's going to be here. But what a really cool experience to see Casablanca and its neo-Moorish architecture and French influence. So moving on, so take a look at all those extra additional optional tours to look at as well. Now we're going to Seville, Spain. This is beautiful. It's breathtaking. You're going to absolutely love it. There's a lot of wealth from the 18th century that came into Seville, and a lot from the riches of the Americas that was unloaded here. So you're going to get a lot of history here in Seville, and some of it relating back to us, which is quite neat to finally be a part of one of these beautiful cities and their history. But it is absolutely fabulous. You'll learn about Don Juan. And there's an amazing palace. You're seeing a picture of some of the sites here in Seville. And then, of course, the flamenco that was actually born here in Seville. So if you want to learn about the flamenco, the fiery flamenco, you can experience that as well. We have a cool tour that we do here that is of the Seville Cathedral, and you can see the picture side, the picture of it right here. It's absolutely stunning. So you have an opportunity to go through that tour as well. And Granada, look at Granada, another white city filled with all these beautiful white buildings and the rooftops. This is a really neat city. It's got, again, a lot of Moorish architecture, so you're going to learn about that. It's just actually remarkable in history. It was the last stronghold of the Moorish dynasty. It was a 250-year-old regime that ruled there. And so it's really quite neat. You learn all about that and the monarchy. And if you remember Queen Isabel and King Ferdinand, this is where their tombs are. So very interesting, lots of history, a beautiful fortress palace here. So enjoy Granada. Now we have a day at sea and we're making our way back to Barcelona. So here you are back in Barcelona, round trip Barcelona, hopefully experiencing more of Barcelona, or maybe you're doing a post extension here or some of the other options that we have in this region. It's a really neat itinerary. I hope you all enjoyed a little bit of that, but I think for me, what stands out the most on this itinerary, what makes it super unique is you've got Spain, you've got Italy, you've got France, you've got Africa, you've got the Strait of Gibraltar, you have some ports in Spain that you maybe wouldn't even go to. So how do you not fall in love with this itinerary? Can you imagine the cultural immersion? I think for me, I don't know how I'd come down from all that different types of culture all in one port, one trip with all the different unique ports. I also love to just showcase the ocean ships. They are very different from if you've been on a river ship. Still have that Scandinavian design, which is very understated elegance. We all love that. I love understated elegance opposed to really fancy frou-frou crystal chandeliers type of design. Very open, light filled spaces, very serene. We love the classical music that floats throughout the vessel. And here's a great example of that right there in the 3-story atrium, our beautiful grand piano. Imagine yourself sitting in one of these little areas that feel like you're in your own living room and listening to the piano. But classical music truly floats throughout the vessel. The vessel also is an art museum, so you can download an app and you can look at all the authentic art on board. It is just absolutely so beautiful. You can see in the living room, again, reflective of it feeling like you're coming home to your own resident. And the Explorer's Lounge with its 2 stories, floor to ceiling windows everywhere. I mean, with Viking, that is a big staple for us. We love our floor to ceiling windows. We love bringing the outdoors in. We love the fact that you can turn your head any direction on Viking and see that destination you're in, or see the open ocean waters. You can see the staircase is even a glass staircase so that no views are obstructed. So, the Explorer's Lounge is such a great place to have a before and after dinner drink if you want to, or just experience the destination. We have nooks and crannies throughout the ship, our library. We have the Winter Garden, which is another fan favorite for Viking passengers. We love coming to the Winter Garden, having some afternoon tea, some small bites. This is right off of the retractable roof swimming pool area. So being the fact that you're going to be doing this trip in the Med in March, this is great. You're still going to be able to swim. So pack that bathing suit. You may not be there on the beaches of Barcelona or the south of France, but you'll certainly be enjoying some swimming on board. We love this. We do movies under the stars in this area, which is a great picture. It all comes to life. It's a wonderful open area sun deck. We have our infinity plunge pool off the back. We have our spa, which is a Nordic spa. So lots of different features in our spa to open and close your pores, including a snow grotto, which is a little room that you go into. And instead of it being a nice, hot, warm sauna, we have one of those too. You could choose to also go at one point during your spa journey into the snow grotto and have it be you sitting in amongst a bunch of snow. And so you have the opportunity to enjoy that spa. No fees to enter the spa, just fees for treatments. And again, very reasonable. Dining options, a plethora of them, no charge for alternative dining. The restaurant, floor to ceiling windows. You can have your meals here in a traditional restaurant type of style, plus our alternative dining. Manfredi's Italian restaurant, the chef's table, which is small plate pairings to wine, and the menu changes. So specifically because you all would be on a longer itinerary, that's terrific because every 2 or 3 days the menu will change here. So this is a real fun dining experience. Oh my gosh, the World Cafe. Everybody raves about that, and people always come home saying, "Oh, I just ate more. I just always went to the World Cafe, or I tried Manfredi's and I tried this, but then we ended up in the World Cafe. You have sushi, king crab legs, regional dishes. Oh my gosh, it's so delightful. So you'll love that. Mamson's Deli, which is the picture we're looking at here. A little great place if you want a little bowl of soup, warm soup before you go to bed. They make the best split pea soup, best desserts, small plates, waffles. Oh, so you're gonna love that too. We have our Aquavit Terrace, we have that on our river ships. We love our alfresco dining, and it's always named the Aquavit Terrace, and so you can always enjoy some dining outside. Oftentimes we'll have cashmere blankets or just, a nice opportunity to get some meals that way. The destination performances, the resident historians that are on board, the guest lecturers. I mean, it's just absolutely extraordinary, that wealth of knowledge that you're going to be getting. You're going to be experts. People are going to want to hear your travel talks because they're going to say, "Oh my God, you know all about this. How do you know all that?" So you are going to become an expert in your own right. On Viking Ocean, our minimal lowest category stateroom is a veranda. Randi just booked herself in a lovely stateroom. It's not a veranda, but you're going to see that coming up in a minute. She's already rocked and she's rocking. She's ready to go. This is a beautiful veranda stateroom. Then we have our deluxe verandas. Every stateroom category, as you go up higher in the stateroom category, it gives you a little bit of earlier access to your room. Certain amenities like options of shore excursions are opening up a little sooner for you. So the higher you book, you do get additional amenities. But I have to tell you, the veranda and the deluxe veranda are lovely as well. The penthouse veranda is one of my favorite. This is a larger stateroom with a larger balcony, a little bit of a larger sitting room. But look at this. This is the penthouse junior suite. So if you like a little extra space from your traveling companion, this is the option for you. Tons of amenities also come with this stateroom, but you can see how large it is. You have that whole seating area. You've got that extra large balcony there, and you've got the beautiful room. So you have a drape that you can, kind of section off it if you want. Especially comes in handy if different sleeping times and stuff like that. Look at the penthouse junior suite bathroom. All heated bathroom floors on the ocean ships, but isn't that just stunning? Wait till you see the Explorer Suites bathroom, though. We have Explorer Suites as well. We don't have the pricing on that on our promotional piece, but we do have the options for that if it's available. The suite categories go the fastest. So if you want a PS category, a penthouse suite, a penthouse veranda junior suite, any of those, you want to make sure you're getting those sooner than later and locking them in. Look at the Explorer Suites bathroom, absolutely stunning. So the team at Best Cruises can help you figure all of that out. We're so appreciative of your time here. So if you have any questions, ask them into the chat feature. We'll do our best to answer them tonight. If not, we will definitely get those answers to you, or you can just call Best Cruises. But Randi's going to actually showcase some of the pricing to you and what's included right now. So Randi, take it away on the value of this trip and all the discounts that you have with your group pricing.
You got it. Well, that was awesome, Shannon, and I'm ready to go. I'm a little impatient to wait till 2026, but I know that the 2025 trips are pretty much sold out. So that's actually why we picked this date in 2026. And I twisted Shannon's arm quite a bit to get some really great pricing and amenities on this trip. So we have some of the categories listed that are available here. There are other categories. So if you would prefer a different category, we absolutely can see the availability of that. Our pricing in some of these categories is $1,000 less than the current pricing. Okay. That's the first amenity. The second amenity is if you book by May 31st, you get reduced deposits of $50 per person. You get additional savings of $200 per person off these prices, and that'll come off your final payment, reduced airfare. And I just twisted Shannon's arm before before this webinar, and I asked her if she would add some shipboard credit, and she agreed to do that. So also $100 per person shipboard credit, and you can of course use that for any optional excursions or some other stuff that you might want to do, spa treatments or some other things that you might want to do on board the ship. Um, as we said, even though the ship has 900 plus passengers, space is limited. This is an exciting new itinerary. And so because of that, it is selling fast. So I recommend that if this is something that you are interested in, that we talk about getting this organized. It's a $50 per person deposit. There is also a very exciting offer that just came through from Viking. So if you happen to have another Viking cruise booked at this time that you have not sailed on yet, we can actually get some additional monies off of all of these pricing and all of these amenities, and we can push our final payment date out. Shannon, that's correct, till 6 months before the trip.
It is.
So there's lots of great amenities going on here, lots of great pricing, lots of value for this really awesome, unique trip. And of course, you guys can get in touch with us. You can call the office. You can email or call us, and we're happy to get you guys set up on this trip. Our phone number is 800-576-2378. You can email Jeff, whose email address is info@bestcruises.com. You can contact one of your agents if you've been working with a Best Cruises agent in the past. We're happy to help and get you organized and answer any questions you may have.
Absolutely. And they are the best. They are Best Cruises, named that for a reason, with all your experience between all the agents. It's awesome. But that, if you do have a Viking booking with us, or maybe you're already going on one of the other groups with Best Cruises, I will tell you, now is a great time to inquire. All those promotions end at the end of this month. So you really just want to at least inquire about them and figure out, what you'd be leaving on the table if you don't think about it. The deposits are $25. So it really makes a lot of sense to just lock yourself in. These itineraries are pretty unique. We don't run them like we run the Viking Homelands or Iconic Western Med or Empires of the Med. So the itineraries and the dates are very limited, which makes them also, very desirable and sell out fast. So I did see a question came through from John about the optional shore excursion. So really how that works is if you're in one of the higher categories, they open up a little sooner than the lower categories on ocean. This is not the case on the other experiences. But for ocean, that's kind of how we do it here. If there is something that's sold out, you'll be traveling as a group. So we use that as leverage to try to see if we can get you onto some of the optional ones. And in addition to that, Randi and her team would email me and let me know which one you want to get on if it does sell out. But really what we're seeing is finally the world is truly back. So our land operations with the tour companies that we use in port, we are seeing more inventory. We also have the ability to request more inventory. So it's not something that I would be too concerned about. And the worst case scenario, if you were looking at something that was really, really limited in terms of space, sometimes that's reflective of like boat itineraries or something that's like very limited space. What we do is we'll try to request a space. We try to do that, but it's super fluid on board. You'll find that dining times, things are changing all the time. People are coming off a tour, they're going on a tour, just stuff happens, right? So things open up also on board. So we can try that too.
And John, just to respond also, yes, if you book through us, you still have the same availability for optional excursions if you had booked directly through Viking or through somebody else. So it's really you can book those optional excursions a little bit earlier depending on the category that you book into, but there is availability for them. And like Shannon said, we can help you if there's something that seems to be closed. And John also asked, do you replicate the local cuisine types on board? And that is absolutely true. Correct, Shannon?
Yeah, especially too. I was reading a lot on this itinerary, and what's neat is like on those sea days, you'll also have the opportunity to experience a lot of local cuisine. So they'll put a lot in, like in the World Cafe, you'll find things that are reflective of the region. So we do try to do that really well. That's why we did take the first place recognition from Food and Wine. Yes, you can see deck plans online. And then also, Randy, I'll send you a PDF of deck plans.
Okay.
This is the Saturn, is the ship that you're
Yes.
going to be traveling on. All of our ships look the same. So it's one
Yes.
deck plan. So I'm going to
They're
send you
all
one deck
sister
plan.
ships.
I know. We also have virtual tours too online as well. So
Yes,
that's
of the
really quite fun.
cabins, of
So
everything. They're really
yeah.
helpful. You can get a really
Yeah.
great idea. You can go on the virtual tours and the deck plan, and you can see where the cabins are situated, where the inside spaces are situated. So yes, there are deck plans, and we can always
Yeah.
send them to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a new PDF of them too, which you can really see the stateroom numbers. So I'll be sure to get that out to you, Randy.
Perfect.
And then we'll have the recorded version of this presentation. You'll have the deck plans. You'll have the sales flyer, so featuring all the information. So hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions. I just want to part saying, every time I go on Viking, the experience just gets better and better. And I know that the team at Best Cruises have sailed on our ocean ships. I know Ruth and Jeff escorted the tour in search of the Northern Lights last time in 2020,
Yes.
was that
2023.
last year, right? And they just absolutely were amazed by it. So the ships are so special. The experience is special, this itinerary is special. But regardless, we have that shipboard credit for any Viking that you want to book. So if it's this one,
Yes.
great. If it's another one, great. We have all those existing promotions. And I didn't mention this earlier, but we have amazing 2024 promotions too right now. So if you can sail last minute, call the team at Best Cruises. They have every single sailing and all the free air promotion. So some last minute opportunities we have some space, which is great. So take a look at some of that. So get in touch with them. Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate you being with us here tonight. And I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I'm so excited about that. Randy, thank you again for having Viking, and thank you everyone for joining us.
Thanks, Shannon. Thank you, everybody. I hope to see some of you guys, because I know some of you guys. I hope to see you on board in March of 2026. This looks awesome and exciting. So give us a call, and everybody have a great night.
All right, take care, everyone.
Take care.